Hello and welcome to This Week in Privacy. My name's Alexis Katafidis and here are your regulatory highlights for this week. Developments regarding the Schrems II case continue, with several data protection authorities issuing statements. In particular, the European Data Protection Board published frequently asked questions, which aim to clarify several issues as a result of the CJU's judgment. The EDPB outlined that whether or not you can transfer personal data on the basis of SCCs will depend on the result of an assessment that must take into account the circumstances of the transfers and the supplementary measures the exporter could put in place. Moreover, and in relation to supplementary measures, the EDPB reiterated that it is currently analysing the CJU's judgment to determine the kind of supplementary measures that could be provided, whether legal, technical, or organisational, to transfer data to third countries where SCCs or binding corporate rules will not provide the sufficient level of guarantees on their own. In addition to the EDPB, NOYB published an exchange of letters in which Maximilian Schrems asked the Irish Data Protection Commissioner to take action following the CJU decision. In particular, Schrems stated that the CJU highlighted that it was within the DPC's power to stop data transfers to the US by making a decision on the SCCs that Facebook relied on, and that the DPC has a duty to take such action. Schrems asked for a final decision to be issued by the DPC by the 1st of October 2020. The Spanish Data Protection Authority published an updated version of its guide on cookies in order to adapt it to the European Data Protection Board's updated guidelines on consent. In particular, the updated guide provides that cookie walls cannot be used, since they do not offer a valid alternative to consent. In addition, the updated guide recalls that the EDPB established that continued browsing cannot constitute a valid way to obtain consent, and therefore sections of its guide were amended accordingly. Finally, the AEPD highlighted that the updated guide must be implemented by no later than the 31st of October 2020. And finally, the Indonesian Ministry of Communication and Information Technology issued a statement that the House of Representatives was aiming to pass its new data protection bill this year in order for it to take effect as quickly as possible. In addition, the ministry called on organizations to play a role in efforts to protect personal data and reminded data controllers to ensure that they have the authority in managing personal data and that the data is only used for the benefit of the data subject. The ministry concluded that once passed, the Act will serve as a legal umbrella in the effort to protect personal data. That's all for This Week in Privacy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.